Back again for some more effortless talk about hi-fi, music, whatever it may be. It's just so easy. Simple as pie, man. And thanks for all the support. Like, it's climbing quickly here. You know, I just say, I think being genuine in life takes you a long, long way. You know, and just being kind and just having gratitude for your life, for the things that you do have, not what you don't. Helping others, doing these kinds of things. So today's about music. I mean, that's it. I was in such a good mood. I got my duds on today, whether you like them or not. Got the big celebration for my brother who passed on, unfortunately. And, I don't dress. To me, this is dressing up. I got the trench coat in the other room there. So, amen to my brother, man. I love you, Mike. And you'll always be with me, So today's about music. I was in the mood to listen to my old 80s, hard rock, heavy rock metal. So here we go. Number one, there he is. Yngwie Malmsteen, Rising Force. I just love putting it on. The guy's a bit of a noodler, it's a great album, and I had no idea it was produced by Les Claypool of Primus, right? I just didn't know that. It's one of I'll always have that in my collection because it brings back memories of when I was upstairs, listening to the tapes with the Ghetto Blaster. That one, Van Halen 1, Diary of a Madman, Ozzy Osbourne. But here's one, right? Black Sabbath is one of my favorite bands of all time. I mean, these guys are real musicians, man. I tell you, this was when they were really at their peak. It's not the album that gets all the accolades and stuff, but to me, This is my favorite of Sabbath. It's right there with Master Reality, okay? It's got that thick, deep sound. Is it the total audiophile? No, because to me, I've been listening to some of that stuff. It almost sounds fake. Yeah, it's incredible sounding, but it just doesn't sound real. I like the meat and potatoes in the music, right? So there's that, and then here's one for you. This is before Bruce Dickinson joined the band. These vinyls are all original pressings. Not from the country, but they're original presses. Very early in mint condition. They're really hard to get. This is a pretty valuable record. It's almost like a punk vibe to this. Before the metal kind of scene really kicked in. But look at that album cover art. It's just amazing. That's a killer album, as it is called, Killers. Oh, there's their classic. That dark force pointing at you. Black Sabbath first album. Awesome. Original press, early. See, to me, it means something to have, not a repress or reissue. I want the early stuff when it came out. Of course, I'm not going to get the UK, and that's okay, because they're beat up, right? People partied with these bands. There's another one. This one's a bloody... really early, really valuable one here with the Harvest label. Great album cover. I remember rocking to this. And I still do. See, when I get the moods, certain moods, I'll pull these out, right? For the first album with Bruce Dickinson, one of the most iconic heavy albums of all time. I know for 54, people think, oh, wow, that's kind of weird music to be listening to. No. I get in the mood. Here's a great one. Good old Joe Satriani. Saw him at the Commodore. This is his first record. I love the guy. He's still going strong in his late 60s, loving life. Great album. Good old Alice in Chains. They're still going. They got a new singer who honestly, he almost sounds like a better version of Lane Staley. I saw him live. He plays the rhythm guitar as well. I just love Alice in Chains. This one's got 2 albums in one. It's a really valuable record. It's got Sap on it, which is kind of like an EP, mini. And good old Jar of Flies, which is a very kind of mellow, just a great album. It appeals to all genre lovers. It's really, really great. The 13 album, Later Sabbath, it's really good. I was surprised. It's really good. Of course, it's probably done digitally, which is a very, very small percentage of my collection. I won't even buy them if they're digital, right? And again, I don't really buy records anymore. I don't. I got enough media now with the streaming. And this is a reissue, but it's done really, really well. It's a Rhino. You can read there, right? I think it says taken from the map. Yeah, it is. It sounds incredible. And of course, it's probably their most popular album. It's not my favorite, but I love it. And then we got the Live Maiden here. So I got a good catalog of the early Maiden records, all in mint condition. They're going to be really valuable one day. Good old Scorpions, I love them. Blackout, one of my favorite. I still love the Scorpions. All this 80s stuff, that I grew up with. It's got a soft spot in my heart. This is a live record by Scorpions. Not the best sound, but I enjoy it just the same, And the bel canto, it just rocks with these albums. It's an incredible built-in phono stage. I've already talked all about it. And Priest, we all know, this came way later, but man, I'm going to say, this is one of the heaviest albums. Like, this is real metal, double bass drumming. I crack up when I'm listening to it, just how heavy it is, and his vocal. We all know the range Rob Halford can hit, right? Incredible. There it is, one of my favorite of all time, and this is the best version that I've heard when it comes to dynamics and slam. It's a really good reissue, which again, this was given to me by a friend. It says it, but after that frickin' Mobile Fidelity fraud, it's hard to trust what's said, right? LPs cut from the original analog master packages replicated to the finest detail. Okay. Well, it does sound the part, and it's one hell of a record. Anyone who judges this band, they don't know what good music is. This is a great record as well. Again, the album art, Somewhere in Time, Iron Maiden. After all, this is what this is all about. I don't see any of these guys doing these multiple reviews, Giant Killer. What about the mute? Where's your music collections? Let's see that. That's what this is about, right? This whole thing is about it. It's about escaping into the music. Here's one of my favorite albums of all time as well. Good old Crazy Train. But the whole album front to back is just awesome. They're such great musicians, and he's such an excellent songwriter. If you really hear what he's talking about, there ain't no devil bullshit in there. Suicidal Tendencies. This is actually the current bass player of Metallica. He's in this band, right? It's more of a trash band. They're really valuable and expensive, though, to get. Love that one, too. Pretty heavy Priest album. It's pretty heavy. Love the album work. They're all early guys. It just makes me feel better to know that I have actual early presses. This is enough. These all still have their shrink on them. And they're original presses, so proud to own them all. This is their first one, man. It's just hilarious. What's that? Institutionalized. Yeah, this is on here. So that's awesome. This is my favorite album by the band. Yeah, it's just so great. The rhythm guitar and that lead guitarist. It's unbelievable. It's heavy though, but man, I just like to rip it up sometimes, right? So these are all my heavy albums here. I'm telling you, this is right up there with the best for me. I mean, if you want to hear Iommi soloing, which he loves to do, and he says it, this is probably his busiest album for that. It is. And Dio is just unbelievable. I saw them live. Mob Rules, man, early press. Not the best recording, but it's thick and heavy. And then we got Power Slave here. Saw the concert when they came. Really phenomenal. They put on a hell of a show. Must be nice to own your own jumbo jet for merchandising, flying around as a band. Bruce Dickinson's a pilot, right? It's one of my favorite Priest albums of all time. It is actually my favorite. Some unbelievable ballads that, even a jazz listener would like. Not knocking jazz, but there's that. And there we go. Oh, can't go without Motorhead. Holy cow, man. One of the pioneers of the genre, What a trio. Just like a symphony. The bass, the way he plays his bass, God bless Lemmy Kilmister, right? So these are what I have, and they're all originals, right? It's not about quantity, it's about quality, right? This is one of the best live albums of all time. Like, I'm telling you, and this isn't even Randy Rhoads. It's who is that? It's Brad Gillis, you know, and it's just, he's so good. So good, and you can't beat Tommy Aldridge on drums. It's one of the best double live albums you can buy, sound quality and musically. Just unbelievable. Don't judge it by what it looks like. Just the musicianship, right? And then here's one of the top 10 of all time for sure. Original press of good old Guns N' Roses, man. Appetite for Destruction. Yep. It's an original Canadian press. I'm getting down to the end here. The video's a little longer. This is a Japanese pressing. Sin After Sin, another Priest record. Just awesome, awesome condition. Yeah. So like I say, guys, vinyl collecting's a whole other animal. And I don't do it. I just wanted to get a few, and then I was done, right? I compiled a really amazing collection, which most records I got very, very low from Estates. Killer album, Dio. What a singer and a band, Vivian Campbell. He's now the Def Leppard guitarist, but it's just kick-ass music from front to back. For the right mood, obviously. If you ever get in that mood, that is. And then there we go, to end it. This is the one I'd play by the hour upstairs, man. Front to back, Diary of a Madman, Randy Rhoads. Both Blizzard of Oz, both released in 1 year. Two of the greatest metal records, in my opinion. So there you go. I'm going to celebrate tonight. You guys have a wonderful weekend.